It's the Xbot 448, and this is the second video on this series that I am talking about, and we are going in today at Sony's E3 conference and what they did wrong. Now, I know a lot of people have been out there really criticizing Sony's conference, and I gotta say, I am not in that extreme boat. I found a lot of things I did like about the PlayStation 4's conference, and on the same note, I did find some things that I did not like. Alright, or what I feel they did wrong. So let's dive into it. First and foremost, now I can appreciate, Sony and PlayStation trying to immerse the crowd even more than usual with putting them in that kind of like church environment for The Last of Us 2. I like when companies think outside the box and they try to do more to kind of put you in and immerse you in what you're seeing. But unfortunately, with the transition and how they decided to fill that transition time in with all these like little gameplays and little announcements and stuff like that, unfortunately it did not work for me. So I have to say that Sony did that wrong. And I know a lot of people, they talk about pacing when it comes to Sony's conference, saying they had horrible pacing. That was the reason why, and that's why I won't go to that extreme on how it was absolutely horrible as well, because once they got to the main stage, the pacing on their conference got a lot better. But that beginning part, even though they were thinking out the box and trying to do something a little bit more immersive for the fans, which I will give them credit for, I do gotta say that, how they decided to implement it and what they decided to do with that transition time, unfortunately it was wrong. Now, I can talk about whether or not these games that were shown, if they're going to be released anytime soon and all that good stuff. I could say another thing that was wrong was in terms of release dates. Now, we know Spider-Man is coming out September 7th of this year, but Ghost of Tsushima, Death Stranding, Last of Us 2, we have no idea when those are coming out. They didn't even give years. So that would be another thing that I would consider wrong with Sony's conference. Now, pretty much the last thing, when they announced what they were going to talk about at E3, they said the 4 deep dives into the games I just mentioned, and then they talked about other surprises and of course third-party games. Now, when it came to third-party games, I feel like they didn't give their marketed games, the games that they have marketing rights to, I don't think they gave them enough shine. Even Call of Duty, I'm not a Call of Duty fan, but what they showed at the conference for Call of Duty was some of the smallest bits of information out of the entire conference. Now, I'm a Destiny 2 fan, and I was looking forward to this conference so I could see more from the Forsaken expansion that's coming out, later this year. And they didn't really show anything besides that whole Cade scene, which, of course, started kind of like an uproar in the Destiny 2 community. Like, how are they going to do that to Cade and all that good stuff? But I might make a video about that at another time. But they didn't show really anything in terms of Destiny 2. They didn't really show anything. They didn't even show Red Dead Redemption 2 at all. And so when it came to their third party, it was very kind of like lackluster. It wasn't anything like where you dropped your jaw and you saw stuff on Sony's stage that showed that they had that like superior marketing rights deal when it comes to those games. And they didn't even show Red Dead Redemption 2. But other than that, I gotta say the games that they showed really looked good, and to a point where it's got people like skeptical on whether or not those are PS4 games and whatnot. I know I am on that list, but we will talk about that at a later date. So to round off, pacing in terms of the first part of the conference, not the whole conference, and I want to put that out there because a lot of people are going out there saying the whole conference was out of whack in terms of its timing and stuff like that. I don't think so. Once they got to the main stage and they stopped with the whole like transitioning thing, then we were all good. We were good to go. I thought the conference picked up nicely after that. The third-party marketing deals, of course, and then release dates. And it seems like release dates seems to be one of those negative topics when it comes to Sony's conferences, like basically year after year. I thought they did a little better with it last year. But yeah, they're back to not showing any type of year or anything like that, and it makes a lot of people wonder. But as usual, guys, hit up the comment section. Let me know what you thought was wrong with Sony's conference at E3 for 2018. As usual, if you like the topic, you like what I put out there, definitely hit the thumbs up button for me, as it does help my channel out and help the videos get out there to the community. And if you haven't subscribed yet, definitely subscribe. But as for now, this is the Xbox 448, and I am definitely signing off.
Trying to get demons up out of me. Turn to a beast, eat your arteries. Deceasing opponents so properly. Unleashing the dark side, what got to me. We come to take this shit over.